Alright folks, this is a Honda Ridgeline. This is a 2017 model. What we're doing here is rear brakes and rotors. Alright, rear brakes and rotors. We're going to start with taking the caliper off. Two 12mm bolts that hold the caliper on. Okay, one on the top, one on the bottom. Take them off. Pull the caliper off, give it a little wiggle. It should pop right out. Okay, set it up on top here. Don't stress out the brake hose. There you go. Up and out of the way. Now these are the brake pads. Brake pads have these little horseshoe, these spring clips over there. The idea is to keep the pads away from the rotor. Okay, so you're gonna remove them. If you buy good brake pads, they come with new ones. If you buy the cheap brake pads, they do not come with new ones. If you buy the cheap brake pads, they do not come with the hole either to provide for these things. So if you don't have the hole, I guess you just throw them out. Okay, but yeah, these will pop right out. A little help. Okay, then the brake pads come right out. All right, throw them right down there. Springs. This thing here will come out. Okay. Try to do this with one hand for you guys. All right. So once it comes out, there is two 17mm bolts in the back. Okay. Right back here. There's one down here, and there's one on top. Okay. Once you spin them off, then this whole bracket will come out in your hand. Hopefully it doesn't drop on your toes. Bracket comes out. This bracket, don't forget, get a wire brush, clean up this whole area, especially where the clips sit in. Okay, you can see all the rust that's in there. All right, new ones should come with new clips. If not, buy new clips because these things do wear out. Okay, also you want to check these sliders, make sure these sliders go in and out with no problem. Okay, should be no binding whatsoever. Okay, there's binding, you got to check it out, find out why. Maybe that needs to be greased. All right, to the rotor itself. There's a Phillips screw right there. Take an impact screwdriver. You know how these things work, right? You hit this with a nice hammer, with a sledge, it gives it a little shock, and it spins these little buggers out. Oops, it spins it out. Once you spin it out, you can take the screw out. Now, once you take the screw out, then this rotor should be pretty loose. All right, so I'll grab this for you. There you go. With my left hand. All right, there you go. So there is the rotor, and it's out. See the rust starting to come in, right? You can actually see like a little ridge there, building up. Brake pads are wearing in. It's about 60,000 on this Ridgeline. And these are your park and brake shoes. Park and brake shoes, if you look over here, got plenty of meat. Okay? On both sides. That's what you're looking for. 1 second, honey. Alright, so we're gonna get some brake cleaner, spray it all up and get all the dust off of it. And then we're going to continue and put everything back together. All right, let's do that. Okay, we're going to spray it up with brake cleaner and get it all done. Let's start. All right, here we go. Nice and clean. All the brake dust off of it. These are the rotors we're using. 74037 DL, 34037 DL. Cleaned them up with brake cleaner. These are the brake pads I'm using. DG1724. All right, there is no inner or outer. They're both the same brake pads. They come with clips. They come with the longer clips, like the one that's on this one with the factory, or they have shorter ones. They have another bag of short ones. if you have the short ones. All right, so I'm using the long ones. They come with new those little squeezing things, okay, those clamps, and they come with new hardware. All right, did that, clean. All right, so we cleaned up the bracket, wire brushed it, brake cleaned it, put in new hardware, and we're good to go back on. All right, so I'm gonna throw the rotor on, then we're gonna throw the bracket on with the 2 bolts, and let's get going. All right, you throw the caliper on, secure the screw back in there. Don't forget to transfer the little plug that's used to adjust the parking brakes. Put the bracket back on, tighten up the 17s back there, the specs, okay, 1, 2. Okay, everything is good. Check the sliders, make sure they move in and out with no problem. Okay, and now we're gonna go and squeeze the brake caliper piston in. All right, so get your tool, whatever tool you guys use. I'm going to use this one here. We're going to squeeze it in. Oops, hang on. Stop and scratch. All right, so just put you in here. Oh, the sun's in the way. It's going to set you up a little different in the way so you can see it. How about that? Let's do it left-handed. Okay. There's the tool that I use. Goes right in there. I'm going to squeeze the piston in. It should go in with no problem. Okay. If it goes in with a problem, then it's a binding problem. You either have a bad caliper or you have a bad brake hose. All right. This is going in left-handed now. See how easy it is? That's the way it should be. All right. Squeeze it until it's flat and it's flush. Then release it, take the tool off. Now I just put a little grease, brake grease around here on the piston, and on this side over here, put the brake pads on, and then we're going to slap it back together. So let's do that. Alright, the brake pads are in. Like I said, they should go in with no problem. Okay, if there's binding, then something's wrong. Either the clip is on wrong, you didn't clean up all the rust. It should go in with no problem. Those are the little funny clips that I put in there. You see how it's spreading out the pads? So you're going to need one hand to squeeze the pads while you put the caliper on. All right, caliper, it's right there. We're all ready to go. Put a little lubricant on the piston side and on the other side. All right, we already checked the pins. Good to go. So what I do is I'm going to hold this here, squeeze this, and put the caliper on. All right, I need my other hand, so I'm going to show you after it's all done. New springs are very feisty there, guys. It's going to be a while trying to squeeze it together. There's not much room here for your fingers, but once you get it on there, everything is still good. You go and you push it in. Okay. They're not fun, but it's got to be done. All right. Once it's in there, then we'll tighten up the screws. Let's get that finished. And there you go. It's all done. Caliper bolts, tighten the specs, springs are in there, new rotor, screws, the rubber plug. This side is all done. All right. That's it. Off to the other side. Thanks for watching.